everyone, my name is Alexis Ledesma, and today I'll be going over epilepsy and seizure brain disorders. Many have this misconception that epilepsy is just about seizures, but did you know that it can affect your memory, your mood, and your daily life activities in ways you may not expect? During this presentation, I will inform you about the importance and severity of epilepsy and seizure brain disorders. Epilepsy is a neurological disorder that affects millions worldwide, and understanding its causes, symptoms, and treatments is crucial for the awareness and providing better support for those living with this condition. Here are the main points I will be going over today. I'll be going over the disease and etiology, the signs and symptoms, the diagnostic tests and complications, the treatments, review questions, and then I'll open the floor up to any questions y'all may have. First, I'll start with the disease and the etiology of epilepsy. Epilepsy is a neurological disorder that causes recurring or unprovoked seizures due to abnormal electrical activity in the brain. This causes unusual behavior, sensation, and sometimes loss of awareness. The etiology or cause of epilepsy can be due to genetic influence, such as some epilepsy runs in the families, which is an inherited mutation that can affect the brain. Brain injuries. Brain injuries can cause defects that lead to triggers. Infections. Infections such as meningitis can cause inflammation and seizures. Unknown triggers. Unknown triggers such as environmental triggers can be sleep deprivation, stress, flashing lights, and substance withdrawal can also provoke seizures. According to Mayo Clinic, epilepsy is also known as a seizure disorder and a brain condition that causes recurring seizures. This is common and occurs in 1.2% of the population in the United States. Epilepsy can come in all genders, races, and ethnic background. Signs and symptoms. Signs are objective and are visible to others. Signs of epilepsy can be uncontrollable jerking movements of the hands and the feet, sudden emotion changes, and staring spells. It can also be changes of perception while conscious. Symptoms. Symptoms are subjective and can only be felt by the person experiencing them. These are not visible to others, such as temporary confusion, stiff muscles, and loss of consciousness. Seizures can last from a few seconds to a few minutes, and recovery may be fatigue, memory loss, and headaches. Diagnostic. Diagnostic tests are the tests used to diagnose epilepsy. The most common is an electroencephalogram or EEG. This is also a neurological exam. Blood tests. Blood tests help rule out infection. Computerized tomography or CT scan and magnetic resonance imaging, MRI, all help identify brain abnormalities such as tumors, strokes, and structural issues. The Performance Validity Test, PVT, is memory-based, and the results need to be taken with caution with people with epilepsy. An article from Science Direct called Performance Validity Test in People with Epilepsy, a review of literature by Luck West and Sally Bendel, all conclude that the results from the PVT need to be taken with caution. And interpreting this memory-based PVT results can cause complex interplay factors that may have inconsistent results. Complications. Complications with people with epilepsy have different shapes and forms, such as falling, drowning, pregnancy complications, and emotional health issues. A sudden unexpected death in epilepsy happens in 1% of the population of people with epilepsy. It's not as common as compared to the other complications listed. Treatments. There are many options as well, such as medication, epilepsy surgery, and therapies. Therapies such as vagus nerve stimulation, ketogenic diet, deep brain stimulation, and responsive neurostimulation. Some potential future treatments are continuous stimulation of seizure and onset zone, minimal invasive surgery, and transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS. According to this article, Examining the Role of Physical Activity in Older Adults with Epilepsy by Stephen P. Curtis, explains how physical activity can help reduce epilepsy seizures episodes in those experiencing epilepsy. Now, although it needs to be taken with caution, they can reduce falling risk and neuroinflammation. Review questions. What is the difference between epilepsy and seizure? A seizure is a single occurrence, and epilepsy is characterized by 2 or more unprovoked seizures. B, epilepsy is a single occurrence. Or C, there is no difference. Yes.
A.
Correct. 2, what is the most common diagnostic test for epilepsy? A, a blood test. B, an EEG. Or C, a neuropsychological test.
B.
Correct. Electroencephalogram. 3, what is a complication that overall about 1% of the population, people with epilepsy, can die from, known as A, falling, B, an emotional health issue, or C, SUDEP? Yes.
C.
Correct. Today we reviewed the disease itself, the etiology, signs and symptoms, diagnostic tests, complications, and treatments. I'd like to open the floor up to any questions. Thank you and have a nice day.